Hello and welcome from the iCenter here on the campus of BYU, Idaho. I am Alec Miller, and however, I am also known as CyberPanda77, which is important for my project, which is the Warrior Project Gamers Against Cancer, which generally speaking is a social media campaign devoted to educating and inspiring people about the everyday life of living with cancer and cancer treatment. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what this is? Probably not. Most of us don't. I sure didn't before I had to start putting that thing on during my entire radiation treatment period. Because what that is a radiation mask. You see, there are many things about the living with cancer and dealing with cancer that are either not at all covered in a lot of our modern media or are simply just entirely misrepresented. We often see things completely from the perspective of doctors and of hospital visits and so on, but we see very little about anything else of the life of actually dealing with cancer on a daily basis. And being a former cancer patient myself, having been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma last year, I went through the process and there were many things that I learned that I wish I would have known beforehand, which would have just made the experience a lot easier and overall just would have been I wouldn't have been as overwhelmed with the entirety of the process. So as a part of this whole thing, I did a social media campaign devoted to talking about these various aspects through these little videos as you see here, primarily using TikTok as my media of choice. However, I also would upload to things like Twitter and Instagram in order to help broaden the amount of reach that I would have. But along with this, as much as informative and as good as these videos were doing, I did have a little bit of a problem where I felt like that the story was too much about me and my experience. Where, while it definitely works and definitely is not a problem, because I was doing it from a point of being educational and not so just me, there was something missing. Something more I felt like needed to be done in order to call people to action and to help bring people to actually do more with interacting with the cancer community and lending their support and learning more and more about the stories of the people who have to deal with these kind of things. So as a part of this, as you can see with my setup, I have a fancy microphone here, nice computer, camera. I decided to be a live streamer. Primarily using Twitch, twitch.tv, I became a charity live streamer for the last portion of this project in addition to the social media campaign I had already been doing. And this is where the Gamers Against Cancer subtitle comes in. The point of these streams was, again, to be both educational, where every so often I would tell my own stories, but then it would just simply be a hangout place where other gamers could come and just enjoy a game, enjoy watching me play some games and maybe even joining in on occasion, but then also have a chance to get involved directly with donating to an organization that I partnered up with called Stand Up to Cancer. They are a specific organization that is devoted, their entire platform is devoted to gaming streamers and helping them have all the assets and resources they need to do charity live streams. I partnered with these individuals to help make this a reality, this fundraiser a reality, and just try to raise some funds that all went to patient support and cancer research. And as a part of this, we were able to raise $160 out of the $500 goal up to this point. Even with the end of this project from a official student capacity, we are definitely not over. There are more plans to continue this, even just in my own private life, to continue doing these kind of streams and to continue this form of education to help people understand more and more about what it means to deal with cancer on an everyday basis. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you too will take the opportunity to try to learn more and to understand more about what it means to be a cancer patient and the things that you have to deal with on a daily basis, so that if ever you were in such a situation, or if someone else that you know is in such a situation, you will be able to help them or help yourself as much as possible.